Okay, grade 1. So we have been practicing our story writing a lot recently. And this week we wrote our own story about pirates. So on Sunday, you had to draw a pirate in a beautiful setting, maybe with a few different characters. Maybe you had a pirate and a pirate. Maybe you had two pirates and yourself in a setting. So maybe on an island, maybe on a boat, maybe at the beach, wherever you wanted. And then on Monday, you wrote your own story about your picture, telling me what was happening in your picture, what was the problem that was occurring in your picture, things like that. Today, we are going to be taking those stories that we already wrote on Monday, and we are going to be editing them. So, what I need you to do is get your pirate story, and I want you to go through and self-check for all of our printing rules. Do all of your sentences start with a capital letter? Do all of your sentences end with a period? Do you have sentences, or are your sentences like really long? Did you write this much and make it 2 sentences, right? Do you have your finger spaces? Is your printing nice and neat and easy to read? So that's our first thing, is we want to go through and check for all of that stuff. Okay? The second thing you are going to do is go through and try and add a little bit more adjectives. Describe a little bit more about what is happening in your story. If you just said, the pirate ship came to the beach, it's a good sentence, but it's a little bit boring. And now we're at a part in the year where we're trying to challenge ourselves and do a little bit more than that. So instead of saying, the pirate ship came to the beach, you could say, the huge, dark pirate ship arrived at the beach to find its gold treasure. Something like that. It makes it a lot more interesting for the reader. So that's 2 things now. Check for your printing rules, number 1. Number 2, check for your fun or creative words. Try and have a lot of adjectives in there. Okay, and the last thing that you are going to do is make sure that all of your sentences make sense. Sometimes when we're writing and we're rushing, we forget a word or we put a word in that doesn't really fit. So that's the next thing that you're going to do. You're going to try and make sure that all of your sentences make sense. If I wrote a sentence that said, the pirate had green teeth and green teeth, that doesn't really make sense because I wrote it twice and I only need to write it once. So just check to make sure that you have sentences that make sense. Okay, so now you're going to go back. You're going to edit your pirate story. Do you have all your printing rules, which means capitals, finger spaces, periods, and neat printing? Do all of your sentences make sense? Do they make sense? And the last thing is, do you have fun or creative words? Are you using your adjectives? Are you writing a story that when I'm reading it, I can imagine everything in the story happening in my head? Okay? When you're done this, make sure you take a photo of it and send it on Class Dojo. But before you edit it, you should have already sent a photo on Class Dojo of your story not edited. So you have to send a not edited version of your story, and then after you're done editing it, you have to send the edited version. Okay?